All right, we're rolling. Go ahead.
This is GISD Show and Tell with me, Carol Watson.
Alrighty, so before we begin today, Carol, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Carol Watson. I'm Director of Fine Arts for Georgetown ISD. I've been in this role for about 11 years, and prior to that, I was an art teacher, and I've been in GISD for about 25, 26 years.
That's amazing. So what are you going to show us today?
I'm going to show you one of my very favorite things, artist trading cards. Okay, so what you see here in the front are a bunch of different cards that I've created, and they're made out of all different kinds of things. There are ones that I have drawn with pen and marker. There are ones that I have painted. There are ones that I have used the technique of collage, and some cards that I've used a mixture of all of these things to create a work of original art. This is a binder that I use to keep the cards that I trade with people from around the world in. And so you can see they're all different kinds, and people use a lot of different materials. Some are really fancy, and you can tell that it's taken people a whole lot of time to make their card, and others are a little bit simpler and just easy and fun to make. So I don't want you to feel like, oh, I'm not an artist, I can't make an artist trading card, because you can. So let's get started. I want to show you how to make one of my signature cards, which is a landscape card, and I'm going to use the method of collage. And so what I have are some basic materials. I have a card, and one of the things that you need to know is that there's really no rules about cards, except for that they must be a certain size. They need to be 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. And as long as they're that size, you can do anything you want to it. You can even sew if you want. I use lots of different kinds of fun papers that I have either bought or made. I like to have a glue stick around. I usually need a paintbrush. I use something called Mod Podge, which really helps things to stick down. I might have some markers hanging around. And I always keep a paper towel handy so that I can clean up any spills. So I have selected different kinds of papers, and I've already kind of cut them ahead of time, so I'm ready to use them for this video. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to apply a generous amount of Mod Podge. Then I just start laying my papers down on top of the card. So now my card is starting to look a little bit more like the landscape image that I had in my mind before I got started making this card. So now that it has dried, I can go in and trim all of my edges so that now it starts to look like a card. So here is where I take a paint pen, and I very carefully go along the edge and outline my card. So now that I have a finished artist trading card, there's one more thing that is always a good idea. It's not really a rule, but maybe a strong suggestion. If you're going to trade with someone, you want them to know who the artist is that made this card. So on the back, you can write or paint or use a marker. You can put your name. You can put the date. You can write what kind of materials you used if you want. You can just keep it really simple and put your name and the date. And that way, when your friends or other artists are looking at your card, they'll go, oh, that's right, I remember this really awesome artist from Georgetown ISD made this card and traded with me. I do it because it's fun, it's easy, it doesn't take a whole lot of time, and here's the other part. I trade with artists all around the world. I am a part of several groups online, and we trade cards and we mail them to each other, and it's super fun. And so this is just something that I do. It's my hobby. but it's also something that makes me really, really happy. And I hope I'm making artist trading cards for the rest of my life. And if you ever want to trade artist trading cards with me, I'm pretty easy to find. And I bet if you ask me, hey, you want to trade artist trading cards? I'm going to go, you betcha.
Nice. So you heard it here first. You can trade artist trading cards with Carol. Love that.
That's right.
That's awesome. And you found this community and you're creating these cards, and just art is such a beautiful thing. And, you know, you are the director of fine arts here at the district. Can you talk a little bit about why the arts are important for our students, for our kids, especially in their development?
Yes, I can. Art, whether it's visual art or performing arts, is a part of who we all are, whether we realize it or not. And having the opportunity to be creative, to express ourselves, and to celebrate this very human, innate creativity that we have is just something we should never lose touch with. So it's just a really important part of being a whole human, is to be creative, and art is just one of those ways that you can do it.
Love it. Could not agree more. Absolutely. Everyone, go make art, be creative, express yourself. And Carol, thank you so much for coming on our show.